Truly, the biggest challenge about starting a farm here has just been the simple act of building this fence. I mean, it's just been so much work because it has to be super structurally sound, because the deer here can be so aggressive in regards to like trying to eat your crops and stuff like that. And then there's the challenge of trying to figure out how to build the gate, because the gate has to be big enough in order to fit like big trucks in here so that we can bring in compost and bring stuff in. But it also has to be like stable and sturdy in order to keep animals out. So a couple weeks ago, Dad and Cole came here and we were working on welding the gate basically for almost an entire week practically. That in and of itself was just the most amount of work. What do you think?
Kind of a bad weld. Better to have it.
Kind.
You know how long that.
Do you guys level those cross beams?
Hey, watch the top. Yeah, fine. A little bit more to your side. Perfect. Look at that. Well, there's the key. This is the last thing.
We also had to work on weeding this entire plot because there's just so many weeds everywhere. There's so many invasive species, so that took up a lot of time to try to hand weed all of that. The next step was to put the fence posts in. We already had some, but a lot of them were rotting, so we had to replace a lot of them. We had to rent some equipment that dug the holes for the fence posts. Once we had those holes dug, we mixed the concrete and then we filled the holes with concrete and then put the fence posts in. The deer will actually try to jump over your fence if it's too short, so we had to do 8-foot wiring. Me and Dad also spent a couple days putting support beams along the edges of the fence because that's where the wire's gonna pull and it needs to be really well supported.
Oh, but I threw it in the truck.
I'm doing it.
Goddamn screw in, man. Cramping up. Come on, hurry. Drive it square. Square it out. Square it, man. Square the. You get the screw in there. Get it in there.
But it's, you said it's not square.
No, square the nut up to the screw ball. Don't strip it.
I'm not stripping it.
There you go. Any changes?
Well, I need a plan. You want to make a smoothie? The next step was the challenge of figuring out how to get the wire wrapped around it. The wire is sold in these big, long tubes, and it is so incredibly heavy. So we ended up welding a little square thing and putting the wire on a tube and using the excavator to wrap it around the posts. Mom, it worked! Look at our beautiful fence!
You know, it worked.
Why? Because it worked? Starting to farm! We're starting to farm! I'm emotional. So it's been about a week since I've put the bees into their home. I'm going to check on them now and I'm gonna feed them. I'm also going to see how many frames they're taking up inside the box, because depending on that is if I'll know whether or not to put the honey super in right now. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. One thing I am noticing is there's a couple ants in here, so I will treat the hive for ants because that is not good. Because it's such a new, like, weak hive, I'm gonna feed them for at least the next, like, couple weeks until they get a little bit stronger so that they can feed themselves. We basically just spent, like, 2 weeks as a family just working everywhere, trying to get everything done. Thanks.
Yeah.
Hitting like 6.
No, we
At the welding store.
We're in the mountain.
God, it's like
Once we got the fencing wrap, we took the big truck and we went to a local compost supplier, picked up some compost. And now basically I am making the rows and planting my starts. I just woke up and looked out my window and saw this amazing sight. Wow. So, the question is, can two people live in this tiny house? The answer is, I don't know. I meant to do this so long ago, but we've just been working so much on the farm. I just have not had time. But Logan's moving here. He's gonna be here today. And I need to figure out a space for his stuff. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go through all the stuff in here, try to get it empty, and at least he'll have this much space. Gosh, I don't know. We've been planning for him to move here for a while, but the thing is he was in school, so he kind of had to stay in the South where he's from. There's a lot more stuff in here than I remembered. Yikes. Okay, some things are going in this box here. Well, Logan managed to fit all of his clothes in here.
Mm-hmm. After getting rid of a lot, as I should. I don't need a lot of stuff.
How was the drive here?
It was good. I slept in a hammock a lot of the way at truck stops, and slept up in Montana in the snow in my car. It was 34 degrees. It was really fun. I didn't listen to any music the entire time.
Really?
No, well, I listened to Hall & Oates.
This is my baby. So we decided to go sleep in the woods tonight, me and Raquel. It's a little late though. What time is it?
I don't even know. 8?
It's about 8 o'clock,
8?
so we're getting a late start. But you know what? We got some wood. Raquel's got the wood. I've got the shawls. And the only food we're bringing is chocolate.
We should. But next winter, we'll be so ready.
Dog
I guess why not?
Yeah, sure, why not? Nice seeing you.
I see you. Wow, this is actually just amazing.
I know.
What? You remember? Oh, this is really funny because body I was really watching.
2 to 3 days of chaos trying to fix everything, but we did get the water ran up to the house. So that's gonna be really nice for the winter. The water line has been run and hooked up to the well, which is over there in the garden. And now Logan's gonna turn it on. Me and Logan wrote a song a couple days ago, and so we decided to record it.
Find me back when you think you're Find me back when you think you're slipping. Hold your chest when you cannot breathe. Lay me down in the light and the heather. When I rest by the willow tree.
That sounds so good.
Find me back when you think you're slipping. Lean your head when we're driving home. Let you sleep in the cold of the winter. Warm the house with the clothes you wore. Lead on, I'll come. Lead on, I'll come. Take you home when you feel too heavy. Hold your chest when you cannot breathe. Lay me down in the light and the heather. When I rest by the willow tree. Lean on, I'll come. Lean on, I'll come. Lean on, I'll come. Lean on, I'll come. Hold me roll me out for the coming day. Lead on, I'll come. Lead on, I'll come. Lead on, I'll come. Lean on, I'll come. Lean on, I'll come. Lean on.